The Nightbeat starts right now.
Multiple fires today in Medina County. 3 homes destroyed. Luckily, though, it appears no one was hurt.
Yeah, fire crews credit teamwork from a handful of different city departments in the area. But as the night team's John Paul Barajas reports, some people are now homeless.
It's all hands on deck on a busy day of firefighting in Medina County. 2 homes, 2 cars, and a trailer ruined in Divine, and just 25 minutes away in Castroville, a mobile home destroyed.
Man, it's just crazy, something you see for the first time of your life, and it really freaked me out. But, I wasn't there. Nobody was there to get hurt or anything. It's just stuff that could get changed and replaced.
Johnny Jimenez is counting his blessings. For him, that's his life, and that none of his neighbors were hurt in the Castroville fire that's left him homeless. There was a large response at the Valley Mobile Home Properties Park. The close proximity of the trailers put many at risk. Hondo, Lacoste, Rio Medina, and Castroville all responded. The fire is still under investigation, but Jimenez says he was burning leaves in the morning.
This is a prime example why in Central to South Texas, no one should be burning outside at the moment. The dry grass, the high winds are, even if you think you have it contained, you don't really.
Divine Fire Chief Greg Atkinson explained at their fire, people were burning trash in a barrel. Winds picked up the flames and quickly spread them throughout the entire block. Another group effort, this time from Natalia, Hondo, Lytle, Bigfoot, and Castroville, saved all human life. But the chief believes some animals didn't make it out. Unfortunately, we weren't able to catch up with those displaced in Divine to see where they'll be going tonight, but Jimenez will be staying with a friend.
Probably try to look for another trailer and start all over again.
The Divine Fire Chief says currently there is no burn ban in Medina County, but they'll be starting one on Thursday. He adds, regardless if your county has a burn ban or not, no one should be doing any type of burning in these type of conditions that we've been seeing with the dry and windy weather. At the Divina Fire Department, John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
It was a breezy day at times, and we've got a couple more breezy days ahead this week, including tomorrow. And as John Paul mentioned, a drought has become widespread across the whole area over the past several months, and that is not helping matters at all when it comes to the concern for fire danger. As far as rain chances go, I've got a slim window for a couple of thunder showers Monday night. We'll talk about that in just a bit. Now let's focus on the wind. It's still a little bit breezy out there tonight with winds sustained between about 10 and 15 miles per hour, even near 16 miles per hour there in Rock Springs. Overnight, winds will become light along and south of Highway 90. That could allow for some patchy fog to set up along and south of 90 early tomorrow morning. And then wind speeds will pick up for everyone by lunchtime tomorrow. We'll have sustained wind speeds again on Monday between about 10 and 20 miles per hour, gusts up to 25-30 miles per hour at times. After some morning clouds and patchy fog, we will clear out nicely tomorrow afternoon, mostly sunny, warm, and breezy with a high near 80. And then there's that late day low end rain chance. We'll talk about that and get you ready for the week ahead coming up in the full forecast. Tim.
Thank you, Katie. Former President Barack Obama says he's feeling fine after testing positive for COVID. He made the announcement today in a tweet. He also wrote his symptoms are mild with a scratchy throat. Former First Lady Michelle Obama has tested negative. The Obamas say they are both fully vaccinated and boosted. The former president hopes his case will serve as a reminder for everyone to get vaccinated if they haven't already done so.
A man caught rummaging through an alleged stolen vehicle facing several charges tonight. 24-year-old James Rood was arrested yesterday after leading BCSO deputies on a foot chase. One of those deputies even tased Rood but was unsuccessful. Eventually, they were able to capture him. That's when they discovered he was wearing metal-plated body armor and had a loaded 9mm handgun in his pocket. Deputies say the gun was reported stolen from Universal City. Rood is charged with unlawful possession of a weapon and body armor, evading arrest, and vehicle theft, over $30,000.
A man is dead, another in jail tonight following a shooting near downtown. That shooting happened around 11:30 last night on Lamar Street near East Commerce and South New Braunfels Avenue. San Antonio police responding to the shots fired call when they were flagged down by someone and directed inside a home. It was there that police found the man dead in the living room. The suspect also home and taken into custody.
A man is facing manslaughter charges following a fatal crash on the west side. The incident happened just before 2 a.m. at the intersection of Highway 151 and Petrenko Road. A passenger in one of the cars was pronounced dead at the scene. Police arrested one of the drivers, who they say was driving drunk. He is facing an intoxication manslaughter charge.
A similar scene over on the northwest side. San Antonio police believe drunk driving is the cause of a wrong-way crash that killed one person. That crash happened about 1 a.m. on Bandera Road, not far from Braun and Gilboa Roads. Police say a driver was on the wrong side of the road when he hit a vehicle head-on. The wrong-way driver pronounced dead at the scene. The Bexar County Medical Examiner's Office still working to identify him tonight. The other driver, we're told, was taken to the hospital. Tonight, a defiant Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has said Russia will have to carpet bomb Kyiv and everyone there if it wants to conquer the capital city.
Yeah, the U.S. promising more aid to Ukraine, but Putin has warned armed shipments en route to Ukraine will be considered legitimate military targets. Here's ABC's Alex Perchet with the details.
A Russian airstrike killed at least 35 people and injured more than 130 at a military facility in western Ukraine, just 10 miles from the border with Poland. Ukrainians say Russian warplanes fired more than 30 missiles. Most were intercepted, but at least 8 struck the facility.
This is the third now military facility or airfield that the Russians have struck in western Ukraine in just the last couple of days. So clearly, at least from an airstrike perspective, they're broadening their target sets.
And in Mariupol, this 9-story apartment building coming under fire by Russian tanks. French President Emmanuel Macron and German Chancellor Olaf Scholz speaking by phone with Russian President Putin, calling for an immediate ceasefire. Tensions between Russia and NATO escalating. Russia vowing to treat all arms shipments to Ukraine from NATO countries as legitimate targets for military action. But President Biden still vowing he will not send American troops into battle.
The idea that we're going to send in offensive equipment and have planes and tanks and trains going in with American pilots and American crews, that's called World War III.
Instead, announcing $200 million in new military assistance to Ukraine. The new funding will include small arms, anti-armor, and anti-aircraft systems. Meanwhile, one American journalist was killed and another injured when they were attacked by Russian forces in Ukraine.
And we crossed a checkpoint and they start shooting at us.
More than 2.5 million people have fled Ukraine, over 1 million of them children. A senior U.S. official telling ABC News if this continues, there could be 8 to 10 million refugees. Images of strollers lining the platform at a train station in Poland, inspiring more donations to help those women and children fleeing their homes, like 19-year-old Paulina and her 4-month-old baby. We heard bombs next to our home, she says. The windows broke. Her husband staying behind to fight. Alex Perchet, ABC News, Washington.
As you just saw, the fighting there in Ukraine not letting up as the war runs into its 3rd week now, many wondering how this will all end. The Night Team's Lee Waldman spoke with a UTSA professor who says it won't be soon.
The Russian invasion slowly taking over Ukraine. The United Nations reporting at least 549 civilian lives have been lost, 41 of those children.
They changed their approach to being much more willing to take risk on civilian lives and being much more brutal, for lack of a better word, in their approach.
UTSA Associate Professor of Political Science Matthias Hofferberth has been following the war closely.
We have to live with this war for quite some time.
When analyzing motivation behind the invasion, Hofferberth speculates there are several geopolitical and territorial gains, but globally.
There would still be this sort of intrinsic security motivation to not have a country bordering Russia which becomes a member of NATO.
When looking at those bordering countries like Poland, Estonia, and Latvia, there is fear that when Russia takes Ukraine, they'll keep marching on. Hofferberth says each country's NATO status plays a role.
I think it's a bit of an unlikely scenario because the big difference is Ukraine was an associated member and not a full member.
People from Ukraine like Olena Kristuk and Olenka Bravo say they believe Putin's war will extend beyond Ukraine if NATO doesn't step in.
We don't need to sacrifice Ukrainians towards peaceful resolution, because even if the world will sacrifice Ukraine, it's not going to be the peaceful resolution. Putin will go further.
Both are heartbroken, watching the place they love under fire, knowing over 2 million Ukrainians have left without guarantee they'll have a country, let alone a home, to go back to. to.
And they need help so they can stay in their country and live on their land and have their freedom and democracy and the right to self-determination.
Elena and Olenka both asked President Biden to step in, underlying the need for outside influence to end this war. Now, in my conversation with the UTSA Associate Professor Hofferberth, he says China needs to step up rather than stay on the sidelines because of the close Chinese-Russian relationship. Hofferberth says international negotiations will be key in de-escalation. Courtney?
Lee, thank you. Good information there. Support from Ukraine continues to pour out throughout San Antonio. Today, it was haircuts for Ukraine at the D'Anthony Salon and Spa. Several stylists from their 3 locations showed up to one place on their day off to provide services like shampoo, cuts, and consultations, all for $30. The fundraisers were in partnership with Ukrainian San Antonio. The stylists say it's the least they can do to help those overseas.
Today we opened just because I feel like what's going on is so bad, and if there's any way we can help, we're going to help with what we do best, and that's haircuts and make people feel and look good. And why not feel and look good and give back?
100% of the money raised will go to Ukrainian San Antonio, a local nonprofit that aims to preserve Ukrainian heritage and culture.
Still ahead on the Nightbeat, a stabbing at a museum caught on camera. What police say led up to the attack and where that suspect is tonight. American farmers are feeling the pinch from high gas prices. A look at how much inflation is affecting farms and, in return, the prices of our groceries.
And a local school system helping get students to important doctor's appointments. How the program makes sure kids don't miss school and parents don't miss work. As we well know, the pandemic has furthered health issues, both physical and mental, for families as a whole.
And children need extra care, but many parents have used up all their time off caring for kids or getting sick themselves.
Now, that's why the Jubilee Academy's charter school system here in San Antonio is stepping in. Take a look.
Valerie Guzman has 4 kids at Jubilee Charter School in San Antonio, where she works as a health assistant.
I've missed about, I want to say 2 weeks during the COVID period. You know, it's kind of hard to miss.
That's why she was thrilled to hear about Jubilee's new partnership with University Health System's teen clinic at the Robert B. Greene Center downtown, a public one-stop shop for ages 10 to 24.
The kids who sign up for the program leave school together, hop on a bus, head to the clinic, and when they get back, they head straight back to class and are never counted absent.
The appointments are on Mondays and Wednesdays and are for both physical and mental health.
We identified that behavioral health needs were needed, so we hired a counselor to be able to refer to them. And because we saw a high rise, especially during the COVID pandemic, with anxiety and depression.
Diana Gonzalez is university's executive director of women's health and says every child who goes to the teen clinic is assessed for mental health.
We are specifically trained to be able to ask the appropriate questions because they feel this is a trusted space.
And the clinic providers don't just make mental health referrals.
We have so many children with diabetes or more serious illnesses. They refer out to a clinic that is there at Robert B. Greene.
Jubilee Student Services Director Diana Centeno says 30 students have already been signed up.
There is also a pharmacy in that clinic. Prescriptions are filled, given to the chaperone. Then the chaperone brings it to campus, gives it to the health assistant or the nurse, and they will pass it on to the parent.
Taking a look outside. Well, not outside. Taking a look over there at Katie.
Taking a look at Katie. Woohoo!
I'll tell you what's going to happen outside.
Much nicer this weekend. Still a little chilly, but it seems like we're hanging a little warmer here tonight.
Yes. Warming trend kicks off now, really. Tomorrow morning, it's going to be 20 to 30 degrees warmer than it was this morning. And check out today's morning lows. We had another pretty widespread freeze across the area. Low of 28 at the airport, 26 New Braunfels, 21 Kerrville, 38 in Del Rio, 36 in Cotulla. Those were some of our spots that stayed above freezing this morning. Now, here's how your temperatures will look tomorrow morning. 40s and 50s, so no one needs to worry about a freeze overnight. I saw some good reaction about that on social media earlier this evening. And as I mentioned, it's going to be about 20 to 30 degrees warmer tomorrow morning than it was this morning. So we'll start you off low 50s around San Antonio with more cloud cover and a little patchy fog. So humidity is going to try to come up ever so slightly tonight. We'll pull in some morning clouds. Both of those things, along with wind speeds staying a bit more elevated, will keep us from getting as cold tomorrow morning. As we get to lunchtime, after lunchtime, any morning cloud cover will really start to break up such that we'll be able to warm up to near 80 tomorrow afternoon. So a warm and breezy Monday. I mentioned at the top of the show, south-southwest winds 10 to 20 miles per hour tomorrow, especially through the afternoon. And then late in the day, a low chance for some isolated showers and a couple rumbles of thunder east of San Antonio and east of I-35. I'll show you a futurecast here very shortly. 57 now. Out at the airport, mostly clear skies. You probably noticed this evening if you were out. We had some fair weather clouds trying to scoot on in. They'll fill in a bit more through the overnight hours. It's 58 currently in New Braunfels, 55 Kerrville, and 61 in Del Rio. So looking at our dew point temperatures, they're essentially in the 40s across the board, and that's feeling good. That's still feeling nice and dry. But if you were with us this time last night, our dew point numbers were in the teens and the single digits. So over the last 24 hours, our dew point numbers have risen some 30, even close to 40 degrees just in the last 24 hours. That's because we had a really steady south wind kick in yesterday, and it's been in place all day, gradually trying to bring back in some moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. Still pretty breezy out there. Currently, our winds are sustained in a lot of spots, still between about 10 and 20 miles per hour. Hard to see that low cloud cover here on this view of satellite and radar, but as I zoom out a bit, you can kind of see it there east of 37, down a little bit closer to the Gulf Coast. Again, that will fill in more overnight through tomorrow morning. Elsewhere, pretty quiet across Texas, but we've got some snow along the Rockies here in Colorado. This is a low pressure system that will move off the Rockies into the Central Plains tonight, and it's got a cold front attached to it. This is our next cold front. But don't worry, no big drops in temperatures coming. This is a Pacific cold front, so it moves in from the west coast, and that just helps to bring in a reinforcing punch of some drier air, and that'll help to keep our humidity low this week. So some patchy fog early tomorrow. We clear out tomorrow afternoon. It will be a warm start to the week. And then tomorrow night, likely about this time tomorrow night, this front will be approaching the Highway 90 corridor from the north. There will be a chance for some showers and storms with this front, a better chance for more storms and even some strong storms up near the College Station area. So that's going to be well off to our northeast. But nonetheless, as this front is coming through late tomorrow, here's 11 p.m., here's 12 a.m., a couple of thunder showers could try to back build west along the frontal boundary, but I'm going to keep this rain chance for our easternmost counties, places like Gonzales, Hallettsville, Cuero, and DeWitt County. But look what happens by 3 a.m. Certainly by the time the sun comes up Tuesday morning, this front is out of here. So if you're one of the lucky ones that does get a quick hitting shower late tomorrow night, again, most likely for places like Gonzales, Hallettsville, Cuero, you're likely looking at less than 1/10 of an inch of rain. And friends, that is not going to cut it. The drought is widespread across the entire area, with the extreme drought, the worst of it, south and west of San Antonio. Unfortunately, that 20% chance of rain tomorrow night is the only rain chance I've got in the 7-day forecast. At least for those on spring break this week, things are a bit more even-keeled, guys.
Getting crispy and crunchy out there, though. We could definitely use some rain, Katie. Thank you.
All right, we will be right back.
Guess what? It's a party and you're invited. It is the 29th anniversary of Instant Replay. Oh, and by the way, GOAT Tom Brady is unretiring and returning to Tampa. Let's find out what else is on Instant Replay tonight by checking in with our Greg Simmons. Happy anniversry.
Thank you. I think he saw as our anniversary, wanted to give us a new story to share with you tonight.
Shortest retirement ever.
And even more breaking news. After trading Amari Cooper to Cleveland, the Cowboys have re-signed Michael Gallup, coming up tonight on the 29th anniversary of Instant Replay. Well, that didn't last long. Tom Brady took to social media tonight to announce that he's coming back to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for his 23rd season in the NFL. His retirement lasting all of 6 weeks, and just one day after trading star wide receiver Amari Cooper to the Cleveland Browns, now the Cowboys have re-signed Michael Gallup, even though he will miss all of the offseason.
Daniels gives it up for Beasley. Shot clock getting low. He shoots it, and these certainly do go to 11.
Next up for the Spurs, the Minnesota Timberwolves, who tip off the last 14 games of the regular season. Just 3 left in this current homestand, starting tomorrow at the AT&T Center. That's after they lost to the Indiana Pacers on Saturday, after helping make Pac the winningest coach in the NBA on Friday.
10 o'clock report. Now stay tuned for something new and something different. A brand new KSAT 12 sports program called Instant Replay. Good night, everybody, and break a leg, Greg.
Thanks a lot, Marilyn, and welcome to it. Coming up on the first ever edition of Instant Replay, we'll talk to the Admiral David Robinson live here from KSAT 12's Master Control.
Wow, it's been almost 3 decades in the making. Starting on March 14, 1993, tonight we celebrate our 29th anniversary, and you are invited. Over the years, we have brought you the best in sports, and along the way had a little fun, and tonight we want to share that with you, and we review some of the fun moments from the last 52 episodes. All that plus it's Selection Sunday, who's in and who's out of March Madness. Tonight we will show you, including the UIW's women's team making history this afternoon, and where does the Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson wind up now that he's been cleared of any criminal charges? Tonight you decide. Instant Replay is live, and it's after the Nightbeat. I was afraid they were going to show that again.
So much to talk about, but still plenty of time for fun.
You got it.
Thank you, Greg. We'll see you again in just a little bit. Still to come on the Nightbeat, it started out as a classroom project, but now it is sparking a movement of kindness. Well, you will want to participate in this.
And if you're looking for ways to help those in Ukraine, then keep it here. We break down where to donate and how to know if it's a scam.
And caught on camera, 2 museum workers in New York stabbed. A breakdown of the viral video and where the suspect is now. Welcome back. Police releasing the name of the suspect in Saturday's stabbing at New York City's Museum of Modern Art.
The incident captured on surveillance video as a man leapt over a desk and stabbed 2 employees.
Here's ABC's Rena Roy with the details.
The NYPD identifying the suspect wanted in connection with an attack at New York City's famed Museum of Modern Art Saturday afternoon. Authorities say 60-year-old Gary Cabana is the man seen in this surveillance video leaping over a desk and attacking 2 museum employees with a knife. Police say the suspect was a regular at the museum, but his membership was revoked the day before.
His membership had expired as a result of 2 incidents involving disorderly conduct here at the museum on 2 separate dates in recent days.
The 2 victims, both 24 years old, suffered stab wounds to their back, collarbone, and neck. Both are listed in stable condition and are expected to recover, according to police. Visitors at the museum say they witnessed the violence as it unfolded.
Saw a commotion, people running down the escalator, down the stairs. It was nerve-wracking, really. I was trying to keep myself calm for my daughter.
Natalie Palacios was there when it happened and captured this video outside the museum as people evacuated.
They were running. Some people was stepping into other people because people was very scared.
This incident coming as New Yorkers face a surge in crime in the city. Overall crime last month rising nearly 59% compared to the year before. Nationwide murders last year are 44% higher than in 2019.
Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
And an update, the 2 workers stabbed in that attack are expected to recover. The museum did not open today. This morning, 220 nurses are off the clock, or rather today, and after initiating a strike in Armstrong County, Pennsylvania. Take a look. Having some problems here. The union that represents the nurses says contract negotiations have been going on since last July, and more than 40 nurses left the hospital last year after, quote, burning out from short staffing, being underappreciated and undervalued. The union also accusing hospital management of refusing to invest in effective nurses' retention efforts. The hospital administration officials say patient care is not being compromised in any way.
William Hurt, the Oscar-winning actor best known for Broadcast News, Body Heat, and The Big Chill, has died. Hurt's son saying in a statement he died of natural causes, peacefully and among family. In a long-running career, Hurt was 3 times nominated for an Academy Award, eventually winning for 1985's Kiss of the Spider Woman. Hurt was previously diagnosed with prostate cancer that had spread to the bones in 2018. He was 71 years old.
As the humanitarian crisis continues to grow, so does the desire to help Ukrainians. That means donations, of course. So you want your money to do the best possible good. So 12 on your sides. Marilyn Moritz takes a look at what you need to ask for.
As Russia launched its invasion, another movement mobilized. Generous San Antonians collecting and giving to help people of Ukraine.
And I encourage people to give with their heart, but also give with their head. And what I mean by that is do some due diligence.
Kevin Scally with Charity Navigator says to give with impact, give to an organization with a proven track record.
Look for, an organization that has dealt with these situations before.
The needs of the refugees and those in the war zone are great and immediate. To give effectively, the Better Business Bureau says ask the charity this.
Can they get to the impacted area? Not all groups are in a prime position or pole position to get relief quickly. So click to see if the charity already has a presence in Ukraine or surrounding countries.
To maximize your dollars, ask how much is going to relief and how much for administrative costs. You want transparency.
You know not just where your money is going, but what is your money actually doing?
If you want help finding charities that are helping Ukraine, Charity Navigator and the BBB's Give.org have listed several that they've already vetted. And of course, the scammers are out there, so beware of emails, phone calls, and social media posts that play on your emotions. Independently verify them. And as always, use a credit card to give because they offer some fraud protection. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Outside with Live Cam, hope you had a great weekend. Some very cold mornings. The last two mornings featured widespread freezes across south central Texas. But as you probably noticed if you were out and about today, got a bit warmer, and we did have a lot more spots touch the 70s this afternoon. In fact, we managed to make it up to 72 at the airport. That's just about average for this time of year, after bottoming out at 28 degrees this morning. That was only 5 degrees warmer than our record low for today's date. Looking ahead to your Monday, both the morning low and the afternoon high will be a bit warmer than what we saw today. Look for a low around 50 in the morning. More clouds out there to start the day, along with a little patchy fog. As you're heading home in the afternoon, warm and breezy with a high near 80. Now, that's for our commuters in the morning. If spring break, if this is your week, much more even-keeled weather over the next 5 to 7 days. We'll talk more about it and the one slim rain chance we've got in the forecast coming up in just a bit. Courtney.
Thank you, Katie. One elementary class is starting a movement of support and kindness. See what inspired the Pep Talk project.
And you can expect to be feeling the impacts of inflation for some time to come. It's affecting everything. We'll take a specific look at how it's now impacting the farming industry and your groceries.
American farmers already feeling the pinch from supply chain issues and labor costs.
And now sanctions against Russia, sending gas prices soaring and putting an even greater strain on them.
ABC's Deidre Bolton reports it's just a matter of time before the hikes are passed down to the consumer.
As consumers feel the effect of prices at the pump,
it's ridiculous.
Farmers, already reeling from high labor costs and supply chain shortages, are now feeling the crunch.
We were probably spending $3,500 a month on fuel before the prices have started going crazy, and now we're looking at getting over $5,000 a month in fuel.
Fuel for farmers is essential, powering tractors, agricultural pumps, and the farming equipment needed to harvest crops and feed Americans. The war in Ukraine proving to be fertile ground for higher costs.
We know that the Ukraine thing's been driving up fuel prices.
Russia, the largest global exporter of fertilizer, now temporarily halting those exports, pushing this Nebraska farmer to the brink.
We've never seen these type of increases in fertilizer. You're talking 300-400% increases in a 14-month period.
DAP fertilizer priced at $879 a ton this month, much higher than the $609 rate last year. In March 2020, 1 ton cost only $409. This California farmer says the skyrocketing prices may force him to sit on the sidelines.
We may just take a year off and just let the trees be the trees that they are. I think we're just kind of have to roll the dice.
Higher fuel prices for farmers could mean a further increase in already soaring grocery prices. Industry experts warn consumers currently dealing with sticker shock at the supermarket may need to brace themselves for even higher shipping and food costs.
Trying to find where to cut back, but groceries are high, gas is high.
and there's nowhere to run.
February inflation numbers were the highest we've seen since March of 2010. Inflation on fruits and vegetables increased by 2.3% in total.
There are ways to combat this.
There's no better way to impact your overall grocery bill is that if you're going to use everything that you buy. But taking the time to plan your meals out for the week could be really beneficial.
That was Deidre Bolton reporting. Another option is using cashback apps, some earning you $10 to $20 a month on average, and buying generic brands instead of the more expensive name brand items might also save you a little money.
Still to come, an elementary school project going viral and sparking copycats. Why it's guaranteed to put a smile on your face. All right, now to that grade school art project that has gone viral, a telephone hotline that anyone can call to get some life advice from kids. Here's ABC's Janae Norman.
It's the kindergarten art project that unexpectedly went viral. Pep Talk. Bright, colorful pictures with uplifting, encouraging messages and a free hotline for positivity and pick-me-ups.
Please listen to the following options for encouraging messages. If you're feeling mad, frustrated, or nervous, press 1. If you need words of encouragement and life advice, press 2.
Art teacher Jessica Martin and artist Ashira Weiss came up with the idea for students at Westside Elementary outside of San Francisco.
I want these kids to see that it's actually really easy to make a tremendous difference in the world. It just takes one kind word to bring joy to millions.
From their tiny rural California community to thousands of strangers around the world and in multiple languages, sometimes receiving up to 5,000 calls a day.
If you're frustrated, you can always go to your bedroom, punch a pillow or cry on it, and just go scream outside.
We're a grieving world right now, and we really need to hear some really positive, optimistic, joyful words from kids.
Be grateful for yourself.
It just feels good to, be nice to people. You just feel like you're being kind.
Wise words from the mouths of babes at a time when many desperately need it.
I hope that they take that with them as they move forward in their lives, that they can, in small ways, make big change happen.
If we could all keep our inner child, maybe things wouldn't be so crazy.
He promised to make us smile, and he did. He did.
That was good stuff.
That was
good stuff early tonight, like 15 minutes early.
We have a lot of good things.
Yeah.
Yes. The weather is beautiful today. I know that the spring break for last week was
Looking good this week.
Looking real good this week. Everyone that's off this week is like, really dodged one there. Yes, much more even-keeled weather this week. No more big temperature swings. We do have a couple of fronts coming through, but they will only change our humidity in really noticeable ways. So here's what you're looking at this week. If you're hanging out here for spring break, mornings in the 40s and 50s, afternoon 70s, even some low 80s. But again, with humidity staying on the lower side this week, we've got really comfortable days ahead. 68 was our high temperature today, 67 in Dallas. It was cold up in the Northeast, 35 the high temperature in New York, 43 in Wyoming there, and some 60s and 50s along the West Coast. First glance looking at the country, things look pretty quiet, especially here through the southern and central plains, over closer to the Midwest. But we do have a couple of storm systems moving in from the West Coast. One is actually coming off of the Rockies tonight. This low pressure system and cold front is one of two that comes through this week. But again, no big temperature swings. The reason why is because this is a Pacific cold front, so it's coming in from the West Coast. It's not pulling down cold air from the Arctic or from Canada. It's just pulling in some dry air from the west, and that will help, again, to keep our dew points from climbing too much at any point this week. So tomorrow, they'll try to jump into the 50s. That still feels great, but before our dew point numbers can climb even more, that first front comes through tomorrow night to bring some drier air in Tuesday, Wednesday, and then a very similar setup toward the end of the week, Thursday into Friday, another Pacific cold front just to bring in more dry air and help keep humidity down. Now, it does appear that this first front tomorrow night will bring a brief chance of rain for some of us, and this is going to be a very brief window east of 35 for a couple of showers and maybe a couple non-severe thunderstorms. The bigger concern for any severe weather or stronger thunderstorm activity will be up near College Station and then even farther north and east than that. So we're on the tail end of things, but nonetheless, as we get closer to this time tomorrow night, here's 11 p.m. Monday. As the front is dropping south, we could have a couple of downpours, try to back build a little farther west. I don't think they're going to make it very far, maybe as far west as I-35. But the best chance for any activity tomorrow night is going to be for places like Gonzales over to Hallettsville, Lavaca County, and then Cuero and DeWitt County. And you can kind of see that playing out here on our futurecast. It's all staying well to the east of San Antonio. By 3 a.m., front is through. We'll start to have some drier air trickling on in, and any rain will be out of the area. Again, any concern for severe weather tomorrow night is going to be north and east of San Antonio, even north and east of Austin, closer to Bryan College Station, and then even up closer to the Metroplex and into East Texas. So this is definitely not an impressive rain chance. Nothing to really get too fixated on, that's for sure. And then the rest of the week, as far as rain chances go, looks very unimpressive. I do want to just go ahead and show you something just so you can kind of file it away. Looking ahead beyond the 7-day forecast, March 21st through the 23rd timeframe, we're monitoring a potential change in our weather pattern that would allow a nice trough or dip in the jet stream to finally break down a bit farther south, scoot across Texas, and potentially bring us a wetter weather pattern during that time frame. So that's going to be beyond the next 7 days, something that we'll continue to monitor closely. But looking at data over the past couple of days, I was a bit more encouraged than I have been recently. So just file that away. We'll keep you updated and keep your fingers crossed because we need to get some kind of rain going here very quickly. 57 now, 58 New Braunfels. This is where we land overnight, so it's not going to be as cold overnight. No freeze for anyone. 40s and 50s to start your day. There will be some additional clouds in the morning, maybe a little patchy fog too. Then we clear up in the afternoon, a warm and breezy Monday. It's just going to be a really comfortable week thanks to those Pacific cold fronts, keeping humidity on the lower side, guys. I hope you get a chance to enjoy it. You've been working all the days.
I know.
Well, thanks, guys.
Applause for Katie. She needs some days off in the
Thanks,
sun.
Katie.
2 Tom Holland movies, A Dark Knight, and a K-pop group dominated the weekend box office, but only one can come out on top. Find out who did. That's next.
There's just no stopping Spider-Man No Way Home. The superhero flick took 5th place with $4.1 million for a domestic total of $792 million. Channing Tatum and Dog chewed up $5.3 million for 4th place. The one-night live theatrical event BTS Permission to Dance on Stage Seoul racked up $6.8 million, taking 3rd place. Uncharted stayed in 2nd place. $9.3 million gave the video game adaptation $113 million in domestic box office. The Batman cruised to a 2nd straight weekend title. $66 million gave the Cape Crusader a 10-day domestic total of $238.5 million. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
It is Selection Sunday. Who's in, who's out at the NCAA tournament with March Madness making a stop in San Antonio this year?
Yeah, the UIW women's basketball team is headed to the women's NCAA tournament for the first time in school history. Let's find out what else is on the 29th anniversary of Instant Replay. Let's head over to Greg Simmons.
It's party time. Everybody ready?
It's the party hats.
And San Antonio FC kicks off their 2022 season with a victory coming up tonight on a brand new edition of Instant Replay.
It feels really good. Just like in the game itself was like a roller coaster of emotion. I'm just glad we got the chance to play for a championship.
You know, the bulk of our roster is sophomores, so this is a great experience for them. And obviously to win 4 games in 4 days is certainly a testament.
The UIW women's basketball team has returned with some hardware tonight after they won the Southland Conference title and are headed to the NCAA women's tournament for the first time in program history. And due to fighting Texas Aggies find themselves in the NCAA tournament along with the Baylor Bears. March Madness is here. That includes the Sweet 16 and the Elite 8 being decided right here in San Antonio later this month for men's basketball.
Nice 1-2, and this one lobbed over Steinwasser and scored by SAFC.
SAFC kicks off their 2022 season with a victory at Toyota Field with the USL Championship in their sights this season. And we salute the Cole Cougar, Champion Chargers, and Bernie Greyhounds who made it to the state high school basketball tournament in the Alamo Dome this past weekend. All that plus, the Spurs only have 14 games left to make the playoffs, and Instant Replay turns 29 today. We'll take a look back at some of the fun moments from the last 52 episodes. Instant Replay is live, and it is next. Almost 30, not quite.
Look at that handsome man behind you. You age like a fine wine, Greg.
Nice. I was afraid they were going to bring that up.
We need to work on our dance moves, too.
Yes,
this is all we could come up with.
Yes, we do.
We'll be right back.
Thanks for watching. That's all of our time.
An all-new Instant Replay anniversary version starts right now.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the party. Tonight we celebrate 29 years of Instant Replay that began back on March the 14th, 1993. Now, almost 3 decades later, we're still bringing you the best coverage of sports in San Antonio each and every week and having a little fun while we're at it. In just a bit, we'll take you through some highlights over the year as part of our celebration that we want you to be a part of because you are the reason why we do this every Sunday night. And we start with breaking news. After only 6 weeks in retirement, Tom Brady is unretiring. He is returning to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The 7-time Super Bowl champion announcing on social media he's coming back next season. He posted this quote on Twitter. "These past 2 months, I've realized my place is still on the field and not in the stands. That time will come, but it's not now. I love my teammates. I love my supportive family. They make it all possible. I'm coming back for my 23rd season in Tampa. Unfinished business," end quote. He announced his retirement, by the way, just 6 weeks ago, but the GOAT is returning. About 9 minutes prior to that NFL football bomb, the Cowboys are re-signing wide receiver Michael Gallup to a 5-year, $62.5 million deal, with $10 million of that as a signing bonus. That's according to ESPN. Despite the fact Gallup suffered a torn anterior cruciate ligament in January and will miss all of the offseason workouts, including training camp, or returning sometime in September. The Cowboys were able to do that after trading Amari Cooper to Cleveland for a 5th-round draft pick this year and swapping 6th-round draft picks. Coop was set to make $20 million this season and cost the Cowboys $22 million against the cap. The trade or signing Gallup can't become official until March the 16th. After the Spurs gave Pop his 1,336th career victory, making him the all-time winningest coach in the NBA history during the regular season as well. Now, they were hoping to add to that number last night when they hosted the Indiana Pacers in back-to-back games in the AT&T Center. Spurs were missing a number of starters, including DeJounte Murray, Keldon Johnson, Jakob Poeltl that night after making NBA history. As a result, rookie Jock Landale did not disappoint, scoring a career-high 26 points, 7 rebounds, 2 steals off the bench. Trey Jones got to start, almost came away with a triple-double, missing it by just 1 point. 9 points, 12 assists, and 10 rebounds, right behind Lonnie Walker IV, who had 20 points, including 4 3-pointers. But Tyrese Halliburton had 19 points and 10 assists, and the Pacers had as much as a 19-point lead in the 119-108 victory last night.
Pretty exhausted, to be honest with you. I was about to swear, but I'm knackered. Yeah, it was a hard-fought game. I thought that we battled with what we had, and obviously losing 2 players halfway through the game, and one of them was in the first quarter, doesn't help when we're down on numbers. But I thought we fought pretty hard, and they were just kind of the aggressors in the first half, and then defensively, and me being a big part of that problem, we just weren't totally there.
Now, one of those players Jacques referred to they lost was Doug McDermott, who started the game but only played 3 minutes after spraining his right ankle. Landale is Spurs rookie to score at least 25 points while shooting 80% since David Robinson did it back in 1989. Here's a look at their schedule this week. All at home, by the way. It'll be against the Minnesota Timberwolves. That'll be tomorrow at 7:30. Oklahoma comes to town on Wednesday, also 7:30. Then it's New Orleans Friday at 7:30 in the AT&T Center. And then road trip next Sunday, Golden State Warriors. San Antonio FC opened their season last night with a 1-0 victory over Detroit City FC. This marks their 3rd straight season. SAFC has started the season with a shutout win. In his first match with the club, Fabian Garcia scored the only goal of the match in the 68th minute on a header. Originally from France, Garcia previously played for Austin Bowl from 2019 to 2021. He's excited to play for the Alamo City.
It's been 2 years I play against them the past 2 seasons. Every time I came in San Antonio was such a good time. The stadium was amazing, and that's when I get a call and say, "Hey, coach, I want to join this team," because that's a team who's going to fight for the championship. And from the beginning, I'm going to try to bring something to the team, and this team is going to help me to grow up as a better player. You know,
he's a winner, ultra competitor. You know, so all attributes we see plus additional ones. But you know, he did fantastic for us tonight.
Christian Bonilla started in goal for SAFC and saved both shots he faced. Here's a look at their schedule. Road trip next Saturday at the LA Galaxy. Welcome to Selection Sunday on Championship Sunday in college basketball. The Texas A&M Aggies face the Tennessee Volunteers with a chance to clinch an automatic berth in the NCAA tournament. A&M tried to rally in the second half, but they ultimately fell to the Vols 65-50 in the SEC Championship game, and the Aggies were shockingly left out of the bracket. So here's a look at the Midwest region. It includes number 1 Kansas getting the seed there against Texas Southern or Texas A&M Corpus Christi. That'll be a play-in game. San Diego State against Creighton. Number 5 seed Iowa against Richmond. Those are always kind of the tough ones to pick right there. Number 4 Providence against South Dakota State. Number 6 LSU against Iowa State, and Wisconsin against Colgate to wrap up the Chicago Regional, as well as USC and Miami, Auburn, and Jacksonville State. Top seeded Houston men took the court today, ready to face third seeded Memphis for the AAC title. Cougars led by 12 at halftime, fended off a second half rally to top the Tigers 71-53. They are American Conference champions for the second straight season, so it looks like works in here. This is a South region being played right here in San Antonio. Number 1 seed there will be Arizona, and the playing game will be Wright State or Bryant. At number 16, Seton Hall, TCU. The Horned Frogs coming to San Antonio. Houston as well take on number 12 seed UAB. Elsewhere in that South region, Illinois against Chattanooga, Colorado State and Michigan, Tennessee and Longwood. And a couple more to show you before we go. Ohio State, Loyola, Chicago, Villanova against Delaware. In the NCAA East region in Philadelphia, number 1 seed there is Baylor. They'll play Norfolk State, North Carolina against Marquette. St. Mary's will play either Indiana or Wyoming in that play-in game as well. Elsewhere in the Philadelphia region, UCLA against Akron. Tennis seeded number 6 against Virginia Tech. 3 is Purdue against 14 Yale. Elsewhere, Murray State and San Francisco. 7 and 10 Kentucky against St. Peter's. And in NCAA Men's Tournament West region, San Francisco, number 1 seed there is Gonzaga, Georgia State, Boise State against Memphis, UConn and New Mexico State. Elsewhere, it'll be Vermont and Alabama. Arkansas first on that list, so against Vermont. Then it'll be Alabama against either Rutgers or Notre Dame. Number 3, Texas Tech against Montana State. And a couple more to round it all out for you. Michigan State and Davidson and Duke and CSU Fullerton. In women's hoop, the top-seeded Baylor basketball team faced Texas in the Big 12 championship game. San Antonio native Melissa Smith scored a game-high 21 points, but Rory Harmon scored 20 for the Longhorns as Texas stunned the Bears to claim the title 67-58. The UIW women's basketball team will compete in this year's NCAA tournament for the first time in program history. The Cardinals made an unprecedented run through the Southland Conference tournament, defeated Southeastern Louisiana in their first title game appearance 56-52 in overtime this afternoon. The team returned to San Antonio, held a watch party for selection show Sunday at Broadway 50/50.
It feels incredible, honestly. Like, nobody thought we would be in this position. I'm just glad we got the chance to play for a championship. You know, we got through a lot of emotions these last 4 days, so it feels good.
We've never been on a stage like that. Even like making history, winning the first game and going on playing 4 games in 4 days. Like, just the momentum, the adrenaline, it was all there, and we loved it. We wanted it again.
The Cardinals will face Howard in the play-in round of the tournament with a chance to be the number 16 seed this Wednesday. The Cole basketball team had a chance to defend their Class 3A title yesterday afternoon in the Alamo Dome against the top-ranked team in the state, Dallas Madison. A late-game turnover proved to be the difference in a heartbreaking 53-51 loss still after 4 straight trips to the state. Cole is proud of what they accomplished.
I feel like it's a statement. You know, through the first 2 years, we didn't know what it meant to be a champion and what it took to go to the state tournament. And we did that, and then with everybody leaving to our junior year, everybody doubted us. Nobody think we could do anything. Nobody paid attention to us, so we had to prove them wrong and let people know that we really like that. And I feel like the coach did a great job these past 2 years, and these 2 players, I love these 2 players right here, man.
You can find extended highlights and reaction from all of the state tournament games right now on the BGC page at KSAT.com. Time now for tonight's instant replay poll question. Where will Deshaun Watson wind up after being cleared of criminal charges? Will it be the Carolina Panthers, New Orleans Saints, Cleveland Browns, or Seattle Seahawks? Vote now. We'll have the results at the end of the broadcast tonight. We are just getting started celebrating 29 years of instant replay. Up next.
This is your guy. This is our guy for the next 10 years.
There's been some great sports moments in the last 52 weeks here in San Antonio. When we return, we'll show you some of the fun we've had here on Instant Replay as we celebrate 29 years of IR being on the air in the Alamo City and South Texas. Did the Cowboys make the right choice in trading away star wide receiver Amari Cooper? And where will Deshaun Watson wind up now that he's been cleared of any criminal charges? The sports guys debate those subjects and more. And the Roadrunners got some work in before spring break as the 29th anniversary of Instant Replay continues live next.